skills of your employees to raise the competitiveness of your business. 接下来，我们将呈现金声技能发展局有关技能创前程的视频，这些视频呢将为你介绍金声局的各项计划，来帮助你提升员工的技能和提高你的企业的竞争力。我们来看视频。
Are you transforming to grow your business? Skills Future has various programs and schemes to help you level up. Tap on the skills framework and determine key skills areas to optimize your manpower development plans. Find information on sectors, career pathways, job roles, and research available training programs to obtain new skills. Organize a free Skills Future advice workshop for employees at your office to identify their training needs and the relevant training programs required. Get $10,000 Skills Future Enterprise credit to lower your out-of-pocket expenses by offsetting costs of training and other transformation initiatives. Tap on the National Center of Excellence for Workplace Learning Program, or NACE, to learn how to retain and grow knowledge and skills at the workplace. The experts at NACE will identify issues and provide customized training solutions. The SG United Jobs and Skills Package builds talent pipelines for you. You can also tap on the Skills Future work-study programs to access local graduates. Join a Skills Future Queen Bee network and be part of a learning community to grow your business capabilities as you transform. For information on the full suite of initiatives, visit the Enterprise portal for jobs and skills or email enterprise_engage@ssg.gov.sg today.
And of course, happy to share that Skills Future Singapore is offering a skills and training enterprise program which will provide one-to-one consultation to identify skills gap and recommendation on the appropriate courses. 金声技能发展局呢也有一项示范计划，技能与培训咨询服务，可以帮助你了解更多。我们来看一看影片。And of course, if you would like to find out more, go ahead, please approach the Friendly Skills Ambassadors at their booth located at the back of the hall, and they will be more than happy to share with you more information. For our virtual audience, go ahead and click on the link in the comments section to find out more. 当然，想了解更多关于这项示范计划、这项技能与培训咨询服务的话呢，可以向位于大厅后方的询问处，向我们友善的技能大使了解更多。I'll see you guys later in a bit. 我们等一下见。 Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together and welcome the arrival of our guest of honor, Senior Minister of State Ms. Sim Ann and Minister of State Ms. Lo Yan-ling. 掌声欢迎。Morning, ma'am. Thank you very much. Please be seated. 谢谢，请各位就坐。And of course, a very, very warm welcome to our esteemed guests and to those tuning in live on our various digital platforms. Welcome to the Heartlands Festival closing event. 再次跟大家说声早上好 and it's good to see Miss Simon and Miss Lo again after 3 months since the opening event, yeah? So, 现在不管你在做什么，在家里收看我们直播的你，还是在我们现场所有的来宾朋友们，我觉得在节目开始之前，应该炒热一下气氛。我们可不可以把2只手，左手右手交朋友，把他们合在一起，一起来给林礼杰最大的一个掌声，好不好 ？Let's give one big round of applause to all the fantastic work for the Heartlands Festival. 再一次欢迎你收看我们林礼杰的闭幕仪式。My name is Gerald， 你好，我是周末 DJ 博荣 ，and I'll be your MC for today. Now, the Heartlands Festival was officially launched on the 28th of November and is organized by the Heartlands Enterprise Centre Singapore and supported by the Federation of Merchants Association Singapore and Enterprise Singapore. Over the last 3 months. You heard it correctly. Last 3 months. 过去3个月 we have celebrated the success of our progressive Heartland enterprises, run various online contests and engagement campaigns, as well as organized multiple activities in the neighborhood centers around Singapore. And I personally took part in some of them, but I'll tell you later more in a bit. Alright, now 当然，过去3个月，就像林礼杰通过各种互动性的活动和鼓舞人心的故事，我们成功了，成功让邻里的男女老少产生共鸣，使邻里成为民众生活你我他我们生活当中工作、购物和娱乐的首选地。Of course, before we go on and on, why not? Let's divert all our attention for our on-site guests to the screens on my left and right. And for those of you at home, just sit back and relax. Let's have a recap of what we have achieved together during the festival. Let us have a look.
Greetings, my name is Cheng Yi and I'm from Heartland Enterprise Centre, Singapore. Today we are here for our first ever Heartland Festival opening. Heartland Festival is a national-wide 3 months mega celebrations in our heartlands. The aim of the festival is to promote and attract more footfall in the heartlands, to taste our delicious hawker food, immerse in the heartland shoppings and to discover our unique heritage. I would also like to thank our 36 merchants and hawker associations for participating and giving us the fullest support. In these 3 months, we will organize many online and offline activities. Key activities include Heartlights, experiential walking trails, Meet the Author sessions, ultimate food challenges, Shops Your Heart Up, and of course, our Heartland mini tours. So please join our ambassadors, Carly, Shasha, Eddie, and Paddy in their Heartland adventures.
It's very fun and enriching. I didn't know that there are actually a lot of hidden gems in our neighborhood. It's value for money and there are a lot of different shops available. Digital payment means going cashless, so this is a good move during this COVID period as well. Because it actually reduces the interaction between the cashier and the customers.
Heartland malls, we actually need more of these programs to boost the sales. Because besides having big players like NTUC and Sheng Siong, we are actually having a hard time keeping up with the business. So SME owners are working very hard, trying to keep up. Also, we are trying to do our best to not be too expensive for the customers.
有了这个邻里节来讲是说它的 awareness 可以让更多的人知道的，有了这些节目，他们能够带动整个市场，让市场能够更加做生意更加容易。
Okay, so this UFC challenge is something I find quite interesting because there isn't a lot of like food challenges out there for me to try. So being able to have the chance to take part in this and being able to win, I'm glad I took part, and I look forward to being able to join more of these type of events. I think the bak chor mee and the mee siam here is worth a try because I think the spice level and the way they mix their sauce, I find it quite easy for me to eat, and I enjoy the food despite being in a food challenge.
大胃王的 challenge 其实对我来讲，在小贩中心举行这样的一个节庆是能够提升小贩的知名度，让新加坡说，还有某些小贩中心，也许他们没有注意到。那第二个呢，就是说让这些大胃王也品尝，通过他们的美食比赛，让大家也知道，每个小贩中心有各种不一样、多样化的那个食物。
之下呢，我们推出了很多活动。第一个最重要的就是我们所府的政府发出邻里的购物礼券，规定说这个礼券一定要在邻里的商店小贩去消费，这个就给邻里注入了一个很强的一个生意金。第二，我们主办了邻里旅游，就是每1个月到2个月呢，我们就主办那个旅游到每一区的商店和 hawker center 那边去。把新加坡人从各个角落带到邻里那边去吃喝玩的，然后让他们重新认识邻里。第三呢，我们主办了这一次的这个邻里节，这个邻里节为期3个月，从12月到今天这个月已经要结束了。这个的目的是什么呢？就是换取人民，我们新加坡人对于邻里的这些小贩也好、商店也好，重新一个认识。
Thank you everyone for these immersive 3-month celebrations in the Heartlands. We trust that you enjoy every bit of our Heartland Festival. I can feel the warmth and passion of each participant in our activities, and I'm deeply touched. Our first Heartland Festival comes to an end, but stay tuned, something is in the plan this year. In the meantime, please follow our Instagram account at @Heartlands for more fun facts on where to eat, shop, play and celebrate in the Heartlands. See you around!
Wow, one big round of applause for the fantastic 3 months. It has been an amazing 3 months of celebration. 说的一点都没有错，邻里节志在真的是唤起新加坡人对于邻里，我们邻里商店也好，小贩也好，重新的认识。Sometimes we just pass by day in day out, but we often forget to pay attention to them. So I think this festival really ignite the passion and rediscover our surrounding, our heartlands, you and me, where we grow up. 那当然 we talk about Heartlands Festival. How can we forget about the 4, maybe plus me 5啦，the cute little creature. 我讲我 cute 了，你们要掌声我有没有？我很不要脸，不可以大喊。Yeah, but 没有开玩笑。But of course, we talk about the 4 festival mascots. So why not? Everyone's favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome the mascot, our resident foodie, Eddie! Eddie, you have been going around to eat for 3 months. Why your tummy never become bigger? You exercise a lot? You must say yes lah. Maybe health promotion board looking. Yes. You exercise? Yeah, okay, 有他有，而且他吃得很健康也是哈。Alright, next up. Oh, do you love to shop? I know many of you love to shop. Our savvy shopping queen, Sasha! Sasha, I got one question leh. Why you walk lah? But why you walk, your leg must like that, huh? Alright, let's take a picture with Sasha and of course, next up. Oh, do you love to play? Do you love to explore your heartlands? Because our playful and adventurous mascot, Patty, is definitely playful and adventurous. Patty! Patty is taking pictures of everyone. Smile at Patty! Whoa! Now, we are here to celebrate the diversity of our heartlands. So, we have Celebrate Carly! Carly is having the party festive mood. Look at your dance move. Come on, show us a few dance moves. 你去哪里学跳舞的？我要带你去学跳舞了哈。你这个 dance move 有点过时了哈。But ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome again the 4 festival mascots, Eddie, Sasha, Patty, and Carly. We will be inviting all 4 of you back here again for a photo session later on, but nice to see all 4 of you, and I'll see you guys later in a bit. One more big round of applause for all 4 of them, please. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you and me, I don't know about you, but I am definitely loving my heartlands, and I'm sure many of you, be it on site or at home, you love your heartlands. Let me ask, Miss Low, you love your heartlands? Love it, right? Miss Sim, you love your heartlands? Yes. What about, ladies and gentlemen, if you do love your heartlands, let's put our thumbs up and, show everyone virtually as well. We are on Facebook. Everyone on site love our heartlands, so you do love your heartlands as well. In fact, we can't get enough of Heartlands Festival. I am a total fan, and I think all of you are a fan as well. But there can only be one Heartlands Ultimate Fan. So how well do you know your heartlands, and how well do you know the Heartlands Festival? Now participate throughout this live stream, participate in the live chat and answer all the quiz questions correctly, because we have 3 fantastic packs to give away, but only one Ultimate Fan will win the biggest prize worth $200. So for all of you online, remember to participate actively, and we are looking at fastest fingers first. At this point of time, it gives me great pleasure to invite the President of the Federation of Merchants Association Singapore, Mr. Yeo Hian Ming, BBM, to provide the opening address. Mr. Yeo, please. Hello, Mr. Yeo. Good to see you again. Thank you, and handing over the time to you.
尊敬的省领高级政务部长刘彦霖政务部长，各位嘉宾，各位在线下和线上的嘉宾，因为今天我们也有在线上也有很多嘉宾参加我们的这个闭幕礼，大家下午好，好，谢谢。我代表新加坡全国3联总会、新加坡邻里企业中心和新加坡企业发展局，感谢大家今天抽出宝贵的时间出席今天的这个邻里节的闭幕礼。刚才我们大家在视频上面有看到了哦。 还有我们的司仪也有大力的，就是向大家就是解说我们整个 邻里节的这整个节目在过去3个月来呢，其实是多姿多彩，内容非常的丰富，我们有大概1000个邻里商家和小贩的支持，他们的支持呢，其实很大部分呢，就是因为我们也有许多大概是38个我们的小贩协会，还有3联会的大力的。就是讲推动，鼓励我们的会员参加，像今年呢，我们希望如果是今年我们主办第2次的这个邻里节，我们希望呢有更多的3联会能够参加，而且更多的会员，还有他们属下的一些小贩还有商店，大家也踊跃的支持。大家都知道，我们3个月来都是有这些。一些尽情购物的竞赛、集中事务挑战呢，还有迷你的旅游，还有一个重点呢，就是一个线上的一个就是一个幸运抽奖通过这些活动呢，我们就可以看到，也能够希望能够激活邻里让新加坡人呢重新认识邻里还有就是我们也希望这个自古的获利呢，能够凝聚我们的邻里的商家，能够也是希望能够吸引我们新加坡人享受在邻里购物的乐趣，这个是我们在这次主办第1次邻里的这个邻里节呢之中，我们可以看到同时我们也必须感谢。人协还有新加坡政府推出的这个电子的这个消费券这个电子消费券推出的时间其实跟我们的这个邻里节的时间配合的很好不知道是什么原因哇，时间配合的很好其实这个电子消费券呢我们大家都知道得到我们新加坡。很多人民的喜欢，而且我们商店和小贩呢的反应呢也不错，也非常好从刚刚开始的时候很多小贩跟这个商家他们就是有一点犹豫不决可是开始使用之后看到他们的左邻右舍哇，每个生意增加了嘞。好像我大巴窑那边有一间商店一天他收的这个 CDC 保券可以算是1000多块嘞，有的甚至会更多。小贩也有几百块收也不错，所以他们觉得有这个生意做嘛政府考虑那卖给然后有这个消费券同时又可以参加这个幸运抽奖哇，何乐不为所以消费者高兴嘛所以我们希望我们现在还有很多钱还没有用嘞所以我们希望我们邻里的商家，我们的商家3联会，我们多多鼓励我们的商店参加，而且前2天的这个财政预算案财长也有说，今年也会再发出多一轮的消费券100块的消费券，明年也会再发出。等一下我们的政务部长会跟你们多多讲解所以是要实行这个电子化第一个要做的东西就是讲，我们就是必须就是讲会懂得做这个电子支付所以谈到电子支付，很多我们传统的商家觉得很麻烦为什么不要用现钞为什么要用手机来扫描？可是经过这一轮的这个CDC 保缺之后很多商家们觉得其实是很容易用嘛容易用所以很多人都很快都是学上手这个是一个很实际的问题有利益就能够推动大家迈向这个所谓的接受这些新科技的这个所谓的一些新的交易的方式新的做生意的方式，所以 我们新加坡全国3联总会还有邻里启发中心企业中心呢，我们一向来啊，我们就是照顾邻里的商店，还有照顾我们邻里的小贩，所以我们过去1年来，我们主办了很多不同的活动啦，例如我们的这个3联总会，我们主办这个企业家奖、邻里企业家奖、邻里讲座还有小贩奖。小贩讲座，还有这个就是讲，一些提升，还有我们就是要激发我们的邻里的商家，大家一起提升。在邻里企业中心那边呢，我们其实员工也是做了非常多的工作了，我们的企业顾问呢，在过去1-2年来呢，其实帮忙了，大概是300多间商店，他们就是做提升，还有1200多个商家呢，也其实也是受惠在这个训练方面得到了训练。当然我们通过这个视觉营销，还有这个邻里的所谓的商店的数码化计划了也无形中呢也是帮忙了许多的，大概有1000多个商家做个数码化。其实这个是数码化这个工作，我们是其实做得很好也鼓励很多商家，他们就是接受这个电子支付他们接受了电子支付之后呢，其实有个好处当 CDC 推出那个电子包券的时候他们是第一个受益他们立刻驾轻就熟就懂得用，立刻可以用在他们生意上当然我们这个企业中心呢，我们也有主办这个邻里旅游同时我们有帮红帽桥中心还有布斗中心做这个他们的一些场所的提升其实这些都是增加邻里的活力还有人潮，所以往后企业中心呢会朝向这个方向大力的支持我们的邻里的商店。大家都知道前2天财长所宣布的这个财政预算案3联总会我们这边觉得是一个非常有前瞻性，而且觉得一个务实的预算案照顾到我们新加坡全体的人民还有商家。可是呢，有一个方面就是讲，因为大家会注意到这个消费税也会在明年开始提高，还有一些就是一些措施也会无形中间接性的提高我们的生意成本所以在往后呢，我们的邻里的商店呢我们除了开源节流了另外一方面呢，就是必须要提升往高增值的方向这个方向进行了才能够当然我们也是希望政府在这个这个硬件设施方面能够做一些提升，使到这个邻里呢跟能够为我们的新加坡人民就是继续服务这样我在此呢要非常感谢我们的2位高级政务部长的今天的出席，还有我们的各个支持的政府机构还有我们的赞助商，还有我们的筹委会的这个支持没有他们呢的支持呢，其实和鼓舞了我们就没有自鼓动力。当然我们少不了也要感谢我们的会员我们的3联会哇，你们各位都很重要的你们的支持所以希望我们明年能够办得更好现在让我用英文列列的讲几句Good afternoon, Senior Minister of State, Ms. Sinan, Minister of State, Ms. Loh Yan Ling, distinguished guests online and here. Good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the Heartlands Enterprise Centre Singapore, Federation of Merchant Associations Singapore and Enterprise Singapore, thank you for joining us at this closing ceremony for Heartland Festival 2021. The inaugural Heartland Festival 2021 has taken us on a venture with 3 months of each shop, play, and celebrate. Online and offline activities held island-wide over the past 3 months, right? So with the support of 38 merchant associations and close to 1,000 Heartland retailers and hawkers, right? The event actually, I would say that have generated quite a bit of vibrancy and quite a bit of positive impact to the Heartland. So the rule of the MA, besides that they mobilize their members to participate, at the same time, they also organize and basically they organize their own event. All right, as we can see that over the last year end, during the Christmas and Chinese New Year time, there's a lot of areas, right? There are a lot of lightings that are being put up. So all these lighting actually are ground support from the MA, and certain MA actually has gone extra mile by organizing photo competitions and other events. Right, so all this, I think, with the support, we like to say thank you to all of them, right? So through the immersive Heartland tours and hawkers and challenges, hawker food challenges, shopping races, and online lucky draw that spotlighted generation of hawker businesses, hawker owners, and their digitalization efforts. The festival has helped consumers spend both online and offline, and provided hawkers and merchants with opportunity to better engage their customers. Point to note that the successful launching of the ECDC voucher last December significantly boosted up the Heartland sales and greatly supported the Heartland Festival and their digitalization efforts. Right. So beside the Heartland Festival, FMAS has conceptualized and organized events such like Heartland Innovation Challenge, Heartland Enterprise Seminars, and Heartland Star Award, and other events. And the HCCS has constantly also taking the role to build up the Heartland business capability. Over the past few years, HCCS has managed to so-called transform about 300 over Heartland businesses, and then also provide 1,200 of training, and they have actually spent quite a fair bit of efforts to help the Heartland businesses to digitalize, right, to accept e-payment, to go on e-commerce platform. So all in all, I think there are about 1,000 over Heartland businesses that are being engaged. And as we can see that the efforts of getting the Heartland businesses to accept e-payment is something that we can see that there is last year when there's a launching of the ECDC vouchers, there are a lot of businesses actually straight away they can come on board, right? And they can reap the benefit from there. With the success of the Heartland Festival 2021, we are in the midst of planning for the second installment for this year. We aim to put forth an even more exciting festival, which will be inclusive for all through a various range of exciting online and offline activities. So we look forward to that. The budget 2022 is a progressive and pragmatic budget. Point to note the increase of GST and other measures that will push out the business costs. It is important that we continue to rejuvenate our heartlands and to upgrade and transform the business operation. Businesses have to move up their value chain so that they can stay relevant to the consumer as a country moving into our post-pandemic era. With that, on behalf of FMAS and HCCS, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our guests of honor, SMS SIM and MOS Law, supporting partner like HDB, NEA, PA, SkillsFuture, and IMDA, right? And our sponsors, right? Festive partner for your generous support for this Heartlands Festival. I would like to thank all the Merchant Association and the Hawker Association and their members for your strong support. Last but not least, a very big thank you to our organizing committee, led by Ms. Chu Mok Lee, sitting over here, and co-lead by Alvin So. Where's Alvin? Oh, Alvin is over there. Yes, right. And the team from Ching Yi, right? Doris and John, FMAS, HECS, and EAG. Yeah, behind the scene there are a lot of work, a lot of staff. Those staff that wearing a blue T-shirt, they are from HECS, and some of the staff that wearing orange T-shirt, they are actually from FMS. So a lot of them are actually working. They are working very hard, over weekend, so much so that their wife and their husband are all of them complaining, why suddenly we always work on the weekend? What's happening? Of course, I think our partner, event organizing company, they have done a good job, right? So let us give them a big hand. Thank you very much. So we hope that we will have a bigger event next year. Thank you very much. Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yeo. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I personally, I got to agree about the digital payment, the transformation, because when CDC voucher first launched, I whip up my phone, I went to a Heartland, shop. I want to pay. Beginning, there was some resistance, there was some, a confusion. But, $100 I can buy my lunch for many days, right? So every day I go, and then every day. And then now, auntie straight away, no even need to talk already. Take out the iPad, Nali, QR code, Nali. So you see, these are the transformation. 驾轻就熟，刚才Mr. Yeo 讲的一点都没有错，而且是熟能生巧。It takes time, but with all the support from the different organizations, I think we are heading in the right path and instilling the energy and the transformation into our heartlands. Now, as many of you know that our resident foodie, that Eddie, keep on holding the fish, yeah? He is a foodie, but he has been on a lookout for good food at hawker centers to promote to our fellow Singaporeans. Now, together with YouTube personality and competitive eater Zermatt Neo, Eddie, he has organized 6 food challenges at 6 different hawker centers with the support and approval of various organizations like ESG, NEA, Hawkers Association, and Town Council. And in fact, if you saw the video earlier on, I love to eat and I love my hawker food. So I actually signed up as well and happened to participate as well. So I participated in this contest, but now let's take a look at this quick video to find out who was crowned as Singapore's ultimate foodie at the final showdown. Let's find out 谁是大胃王，有请。
Welcome to the Great Finals of Eddie's Ultimate Food Challenge. My name is Nigel, and with me I have...
Hello everybody， 大家下午好，欢迎来到第1名的终极美食大挑战大决赛。
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, one big round of applause for everyone, for the participants, and I think I need to invite that individual to stand up. Zermatt, can you stand up and show everyone? Just stand up, just do me a favor, stand up. 你吃这样多哦，散伯伯呢没赢嘞，那个东西去哪里哈 I want to check with you. But with the finals, he was a guest eater, and then with 3 kg of hawker platter. He took 6 minutes to finish. I think he deserves one big round of applause. 3公斤的小贩美食，他只花了6分钟。I was part of the finalists, right? 他吃完那个霸臭米跟那个水饺面，我还在拉我的那个霸臭米，还在那个 stir， 还在拉。然后我吃完的时候看起来，哎，他吃完3道，我还在第1道，哇，那个压力是很大的。But it has been an exciting journey. And just now when I heard Mr. Yu mention, oh, there might be another this year, right? You know, the Heartlands Festival. So, 哦，Zermatt，今年我应该考虑一下了哈。哦，因为真的，可是看到那些美食，我又肚子饿了哈。Now, if you want to find out more, stay tuned and Hey Heartlands on our Instagram page, and who knows, you might be able to participate in this installment, or rather the next installment of the Heartlands Festival as well. Now, moving on to the next, or rather the most hot segment of our Heartlands Festival, we are talking about the lucky draw, 幸运抽奖了. For the past 12 weeks, over the past 12 weeks, we have been giving out prizes weekly to consumers who shop and eat in our Heartlands. And today, we will be picking the winners of our top 3 prizes from a total of more than 4,000, in fact, 4,223 entries. The winner and the first prize gets to walk away with $3,000 cash and prizes worth up to $388. 接下来呢，幸运抽奖。好，我们要奖励，要鼓励，要奖励那些在邻里用餐购物的民众，他们参加了我们的幸运抽奖。今天、现在、马上，我们就来看看我们的头3奖，头3名。他们会是谁呢？因为头奖，他有可能第1奖呢，他有可能带走3000元的现金以及高达388元的奖品。First up, the third prize winner will stand a chance to win $1,000 cash and prizes worth up to $388. Let's find out who the winner is. Let's spin the wheel. You must be feeling nervous at home if you took part. You might be one of the winner. You might be. Congratulations, Teo K Xiong, HS72603. Your pocket just have additional $1,000 already for you to shop in our Heartlands. Congratulations, K Xiong. Now, the second prize winner stand a chance to win $2,000 cash and prizes worth up to $388. All thanks to our sponsors. We want to find out 谁会是我们的第2奖的得主呢？来 ，Let's find out now。谁的口袋会多了2000块呢 ？Congratulations to Pang Xiaofeng, HF82423. $2,000 cash and prizes worth up to $388 now. If you are one of the 4,000 overs that submitted your lucky draw entry, sit tight because you, within the next few seconds, you might be walking away with additional $3,000 cash. Let's find out who the grand prize winner is. Prizes worth up to $388 and $3,000 cash. Congratulations to... Whoa! Ibrahim bin Chayati, HF37510. Congratulations, Ibrahim bin Chayati, for winning the grand prize. And once again, congratulations to all winners. You are being rewarded simply by eating, by shopping, by spending in the Heartlands. And a big congratulations to every one of you. Our organizers will get in touch with you shortly, and the giveaway does not end here, yeah? We also have an Instagram giveaway as well. From now to the end of the closing event, we are giving out coconut ice cream from Coco Nut Nut to the first 45 new followers who follow us on our Instagram account. So if you haven't already done so, whip out your phone right now and head on to Instagram and find us at Hey Heartlands. Hey Heartlands. Tap that follow button, be the first 45, and you can get yourself a free coconut ice cream from Coco Nut Nut. I believe every one of you present here have already done so. If you haven't done so, a bit paiseh, yeah? So you secretly take out your phone, don't let people see, okay? And then tap that follow button, 45, to get a coconut ice cream. Yep. Now, next, I'm pretty sure you and me, we are equally excited because the next segment, we are having a dialogue on creating the vibrant future of the Heartlands. So to set the context for the discussion, a dialogue session is coming up. 接下来呢，我们将会有一个研讨会，一个讨论会哦。And of course, we are gonna have a video coming up whereby 3 Heartlands merchants are continuously transforming to be relevant. 接下来呢，我们来看一看一个视频，有请。
我的父亲是从1934年开始做这个生意，到现在已经88年了。过后我在73年左右我就 take over 这个 business 了，然后一路做就是觉得我们这行还是要改变过后2016我就去学3D 的技术，因为我觉得我们的师傅越来越少了，因为很多都老了，年轻人不要学。然后现在我们有一个 team 可以画图制造就是全部一起做了。通常邻里的顾客跟我们都是有一个比较好的感情了，变成好像他父母来买了，还会介绍他的儿子、他的孙子来了，就是这样变成我们跟他们好像是朋友这样。
I started with doing fashion, but I didn't do very well because I guess my fashion school is too ahead. From young, I'm very interested with doing anything, small item, sewing, embroidering, but that's how my passion is to start this business of craft. So it maintains so many years, for 42 years now. This pandemic hits the old people, most of their children's not allowed them to get out of the house. So we lost a lot of the old folks that is always coming down. But this pandemic have bring a lot of young generations into knowing about crochets, origami, making bags. Hopefully the new generations will patent more from us than just buying from the Taobao.
有时候我就放了一点东西上去，觉得另外一个天空啊，我觉得是一个市场，所以像我在我的 Facebook、我的 Instagram 这些，就算我的公司的 WhatsApp business 都可以看到我的产品。我们以前的传统的生意就在店里等着顾客上门，现在顾客不上门，我们的手机还在顾客在上门询问了。对对，就是我们的那个干榜的精神好像顾客来到这边都知道我的名字和知道我老婆的名字，所以我们那个精神都是很像以前我们小的时候做干榜一样。其实邻里还有这个精神在那一边。
And next up, I would like to invite our moderator for this discussion panel, Mr. John Lee, Assistant Executive Director from the Federation of Merchants Association, FMAS Singapore, to join us on stage. Hi, Mr. Lee. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, let's put our hands together to welcome our panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our Senior Minister of State, Ms. Sim Ann. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Minister of State, Ms. Loh Yen Ling. Mr. Anthony Loh, Chairman, Boon Lay Hawkers Association, Sing Sheng, Ngoh Hiang. And Mr. Xavier Yeo from ProTech Alliance, LLP. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Please take a seat. And right now, I'll be handing over the time to you, Mr. Lee. Take over the floor.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. For the panelists, we can actually take out the mask. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the panel discussion segment of our Heartlands Festival closing today. I'm really excited about the panel discussion today because we are talking about the future of our Heartlands, a topic that is very close to many of us seated here today. As you can see from the three merchants from the earlier video, they recognize the need to evolve and also to meet new consumer demands. The question now is how we can find more of such merchants. In Singapore, we have 14 town centres and 114 hawker centres. In total, we have about 40,000 such businesses that employs about 120,000 workers across the whole of Singapore. They represent a significant segment of our business community, providing employment, goods, and services to our residents, and many of us stay in these HDB precincts. So having a productive and innovative Heartland business community is definitely very important to continue to stay relevant. Many of our Heartland businesses have been operating in the traditional way, where we focus on pricing as a competitive strategy and an advantage. But online competition is changing all of that. They are also facing the challenge of succession and attracting talent as well. And at the precinct level, which is our Heartlands level, we are also unable to attract younger consumers to shop in the Heartlands. So we hope to, through this discussion today, to seek a collective approach as to how we can rejuvenate our Heartlands together. Allow me to say a few words in Mandarin. So 今天我们的这个话题呢，是想考虑大家一起探讨如何去重新打造我们的邻里，给它更有活力。所以 allow me to open up the first question. I'd like to start off the panel discussion by asking the panelists that, given the lack of differentiation of our Heartlands precincts, what more can we do to create more dynamic, more exciting precincts, and yet still preserve the role of our Heartland businesses to offer essential goods and services affordably? Let's start with SMS Siman.
Thank you, John. I hope I can be heard in the room. Now, the remaking of Heartlands is one program that HDB has been undertaking together with our partners. This includes FMAS, includes our various merchant associations, and also the MTI and ESG family. And very recently, we have also embarked on a new round of consultation. And in fact, I think many of you in this room have participated in various discussions. Some were online, some were in person. In fact, I was actually in this very building just within the last 2 weeks to also hold in-person discussions about the future of the Heartlands. Now, this is a very important partnership between the HDB as well as ESG, because ESG looks at what we can do for our Heartlands from an enterprise perspective. But what HDB does is we look at it from the perspective of the custodian of the physical space. So this would include design, this would include HDB's role as a landlord for those Heartlands shopping precincts where we own the shops but we lease it out. But I think that in terms of even in those neighborhoods where many shops are sold, HDB I think still retains a role because it is responsible for the overarching design, connectivity, as well as the ambience of our shops. So in the series of these discussions, we hear quite a lot, not just from the businesses themselves, but very importantly also from your customers. And what do the customers want to see in the Heartlands? It's a mix. I think people are very conscious about preserving the characteristics of the Heartlands businesses, and I think in neighborhoods where in fact they do see a dilution of traditional trades, of heritage businesses, Singaporeans are prepared to voice their sense of loss. You know, if this goes away, I think that's very important. So there is an element which is about preservation of authentic elements of Heartlands businesses. But very importantly, customers are also saying that they want to see innovation. They would like to see digitalization, not for digitalization's sake, but for their convenience and for their assurance as customers. And very importantly, they have also raised new ways of interacting with their Heartlands shops. So for instance, the younger generation, they would expect some of that interaction not necessarily to take place when I go to the shops and physically speak with the shopkeepers. I would like to be able to interact with the shop owners online. I would like them to be where I am in terms of messaging platforms, in terms of perhaps portals or apps that make it very easy for me to communicate with them. So this is what the customers are saying, and I think it's important for us to take this perspective into account. So we are working hand in hand with the MTI and ESG family on such remaking efforts, and I also hope that our merchant associations, our leaders of Heartlands businesses, please encourage not just your friends, or those who are already in the merchant association to take part. Encourage those that have not joined to also take part, because I think we all have a part to play. 在这个邻里的整个转型的过程当中，很多时候我们都用提升这两个字。提升这两个字呢是很重要的，不过它也代表了一种思维，那就是我们觉得说现在水平不够高，我们要把这个水平提上去。不过最近几个月，建务局连同我们的启发局也一直都有在开展有关我们的邻里商店转型的各种各样的这个讨论会。那么在这个过程当中，其实我们不难发现，我们的商家也好，顾客也好，他们其实对于转型的期许不单单是提升这两个字，他们更希望看到，比方说我们要保留一些传统的行业。那么另一方面，我们也看到说有不少的顾客表示，他们希望看到的一些这种数码的转型，其实不是为了转型而转型，他们希望这个是为了带来更多的方便。那他们也希望说邻里的商家能够更了解他们的一种消费的心态或者他们消费的习惯，那么能够提供他们想要买到的商品，那也能够通过他们喜欢的方式，包括线上的方式来一起沟通。所以我觉得在我们整个转型的过程当中，必须是考虑到方方面面，不仅仅是提升，虽然提升非常的重要。
是的，谢谢部长。所以我刚才发觉到部长有提到我们的这个商联会、小贩联谊会的这些扮演的这个角色，所以我觉得在邻里呢，our Merchants and Hawkers Association 扮演的这个角色也是非常的重要的，因为他们在这个基层呢，他是有办法配合政府部门来提升我们这些商家、商店他们的这些future skills， 所以这让我们的 precincts 更加有活力。谢谢部长。所以同样的问题呢，我想问刘彦霖部长，就是说你对于这一方面你有什么看法呢？
Well, John, can you hear me? Sorry. John, back to the questions, and I was also reflecting on the questions of the evolving needs, changing needs of the residents. Right. And actually, when you said the question, I thought it sounds half glass empty, but actually, given what has happened in the last 3 months, and I think Mr. Yeo Hyang Ming distilled it very well in his speech, I like to see it as half glass full, like what SMS Iman has mentioned, because yes, our neighborhood center really is a focal point in the community, and it is a place where Singaporeans go to, and they will be able to enjoy a wide variety of essential products and services at very affordable rate. And it's very heartwarming to see the video, because 这一句话要用华文来讲，我常说我们的邻里中心就像我们社区里的情感联络站。我们的店主还有顾客，其实不单单只是店主跟顾客的关系，已经成为好朋友、老朋友。大家都说了，我的顾客都知道我的名字，我也知道我的顾客家里发生什么事啊，几个孩子啊，看他的孩子从小长大、读书、毕业、结婚、生孩子等等，对不对？ So it's our HDB shops play a very important, not just contributing economic value, but a social mission. And that is really why 1.5 years ago, SMS Iman and myself decided we want to really harness the whole of government efforts to support our Heartland shops. And that's why we are both co-chairing the Heartlands Digitalization and Revitalization Committee. And in the last 2 years, in particular in the last year, it's very heartening to see how our HDB shops has embraced the adoption of digitalization. And I want to address Mr. Yeo's point. Everything is done, with a lot of planning. If you remember, we launched the, I believe at the same location, TPM Heng launched the inaugural Heartland Festival on the 28th of November. Here I want to congratulate FMAS and HECS for a very successful inaugural festival and look forward to the second run as well. But if you ask me, I hope, now that this whole ecosystem is thriving, I hope that even as today we are supposedly closing the festival, actually I hope, there will come a point in time where every day, 365 days in Singapore, it is a Heartland Festival, where our Singaporeans will just walk into their own backyard, and not just their own neighborhood center, but maybe like what Mr. Kwek says in the video, join us on the Heartland tour, just like how I hosted, I think five double-decker bus of residents from other precincts to come and enjoy the sights and the food in Bukit Gombak. And I think what's heartwarming is in the last few years we have seen, like what SMS Simen has observed, that there is a beautiful blend of old and the new, traditional and fresh concept. For example, I just went to Sunset Way very recently. Now you have artisanal ice cream being sold next to Cai Peng store. And then the kopitiam operates during the day. At night, it becomes a bistro bar. I also saw in another mature estate, they have not just ice cream, but also French food, apparently, a French pastry being sold. And I think this is the type of fresh concept and experience that our residents, young and old, look forward to. And they will not just go because the CDC voucher, and the notion of CDC voucher, if you remember, yes, it is the $130 million CDC voucher that we invited Prime Minister to launch. Again, it was deliberate planning. If you notice, we launched the inaugural Heartland Festival on 28 November. 2 weeks later, on the 13th of December, PM launched the $130 million of CDC voucher because we really wanted that to catalyze spending during the festive period, which cover from Christmas to the New Year and then to the Lunar New Year. And it's very heartening to hear from the Heartland shops that they say that, and we collected data and survey to say that they've experienced at least 20% increase in footfall during that period. And we also hear from the Heartland shops that they've seen increased in their turnover, some from 10% to 30%. And we hope that this will provide a lot of confidence for our Heartland shops. And I see Mr. Goh Tiam Tree here. I must confess, he operates in my constituency, Bukit Gombak. But let me just use 1 minute to recap the story. This is, I thought Mr. Goh epitomized lifelong learning and the courage to embrace digitalization. Because a few years back, he was chatting with me, and he runs a very large, two big fish stall in the Bukit Gombak dry market. And he hoped that his son will consider helping him in the business, taking over this very good business. And I suggested for him to get in touch with ESG SME Center, which he did. And his son started the Thankfully Fresh. Thankfully Fresh is not T-H-A-N-K, it's Yu Gang, T-A-N-K. And I know SMS Simen in her capacity in MCI, she went and visited them as well. So if you whip up your phone and check out Thankfully Fresh, if you are busy, you can't go to the dry market, you can buy your fish via the app. Because Mr. Goh's son is in the store every day to do the pre-cutting of the fish for you. And then they will lay it out very nicely in a box full of ice so that when you receive it at home, it's fresh. That's why it's Thankfully Fresh. Not just that, they have improved their offering. And to me, this is the example of how we can provide not just new product, but also new service in a very refreshing way to cater to not just the traditional segment of clients, but also to the residents who may not be able to walk into our HDB shops, but they will be able to purchase the products and services at their fingertips. So they have supported their online customers with tutorial and also video so that their customers can learn how to steam the fish. And this will allow them to grow their customer base. So it's really heartening to see how our HDB shop has continued to transform, adopted digitalization. We also see, SMS Simen and myself saw that many of the shops have also seen an infusion of second generation, third generation, expressing interest to join them. Maybe not immediately taking over business, but helping their parents and the founders to rejuvenate the business. So we think this is really wonderful to see, and we are confident that our HDB shops we are well placed to future-proof ourselves.
Right, thank you, Moss. Right, I think it's really now a good blend of old and new businesses coming into the precincts as well. So that means our precincts is now attracting more younger entrepreneurs. And with that in mind, I actually would like to ask Xavier. Xavier, you're actually a pretty young entrepreneur yourself. Yes. So why set up shop in the Heartlands? So maybe give us some perspective of why choose the Heartlands for your IT products and services business.
Because apparently I'm staying in the location, so partly also Boon Lay itself does not have any IT services, or the only thing you can think of, the next in line will be all the way to Sibley. You won't get it within Jurong Estate. So, but why we open it in Boon Lay itself was because within the area, at least we can give it to the community, easy access, so you don't have to go all the way too far to just have the IT services.
Right, so the convenience to the consumers is definitely one point of consideration where you actually set up shop in the Heartlands.
Correct.
Yeah. Right. So I'd like to pose a second question to our panelists, and I'll invite Mr. Anthony to chime in here. So when we talk about our Heartlands and we want to rejuvenate our Heartlands, I think hawker centers also play an important role in our neighborhoods, right? So for Mr. Anthony, you are also the chairman of Boon Lay Hawkers Association. So may I ask, Anthony, maybe 我用简单的华语来大概发表，就是 Mr. Anthony， 你对将来的这些小贩中心有如何的看法
？OK， 我这么说啦，新加坡的小贩文化，最近我们申遗成功，那么现在政府、新加坡人民以及所有的摊贩们都是非常的高兴的，这是我们的骄傲。因为在过去几十年里面，其实小贩是一个被比较给人感觉就是比较劳累、比较辛苦，那么也没有人肯定的一个行业。但是最近因为我们的申遗成功，小贩是受到关注的一环，政府很注重这个小贩这一环，而小贩中心现在跟以前的模式已经不一样。现在我们的摊主们已经不只是抱着一个过生活的这样的一种概念，我们希望我们把生意做得好，然后把这个生意从小小一个摊位能够扩展到一个企业，甚至一个大生意franchising 也可以。所以这个是我们的目标。那么我是觉得新加坡的小贩，虽然很多人说现在很多年纪大的长辈们都要退下来了，以后没有人接班，但我从来不抱着这样的一种消极的看法。我认为新加坡的小贩还是很有那个潜能，还是很有盼望的。为什么？因为小贩的门槛低，你如果任何人有兴趣来做生意，对饮食业有兴趣，你可以来小贩中心先叫牛刀小试你试了成功，你可以把这个东西发扬。而现在的年轻人，当他们来做生意的时候，他们也不满于就是说一个摊位，他们都是带着一定的目标，他们要把这个生意发扬光大。所以这个是一个非常好的一个积极性的一个想法。那第二，现在的年轻人他们在网页上或者出国，他们看到不同的产品，他们都会有一种就是把外国的这个风味口味带来新加坡，这就引进了一种新的潮流。就在小贩中心，现在你看到小贩中心有些小贩已经不只是卖就是好像鱼圆面这些传统的美食，他们也加入刚才你说 French 法国什么还有一些不同的东西。有时候我看的都觉得哇，这些口味是我活到现在50岁还没有看过的一些食物所以我觉得其实是很有这个潜能。但是这当然政府环境局各个方面都大力的支持这些创业者我觉得这个给我们很大的一个推动力，也给他们很大的帮助。所以我是觉得另外一个就是小贩协会或者是扮演着一个非常重要的一个角色。因为一个小贩协会呢，它是跟我们的 CCC link， 跟我们的政府部门，跟 FMAS， 我们才能够以整体的力量推动整个小贩中心的那个活力， 如果是靠一个人的力量，我们是没有办法做到。所以小贩协会扮演着非常重要的一个角色，而会长真的更加是不容易，因为他们是带头的，带头了永远都不容易。但是我们就是一起努力，就是这样。
哦，谢谢 Anthony。所以我如果再说下去呢，你会通过你个人的意见，你会怎样去鼓励那些想在饮食业创业的这些年轻人呢，到小贩中心来开他们的这个 hawker store？ 你会有什么想发表的吗？
其实这个我们就要用到科技了，因为现在呢，年轻人比较少来到小贩中心，但是我们用另外一个方式，就不是他来找我们，而是我们在我们自己本身每个小贩中心有社交媒体啊，有 Facebook 有 Instagram， 把我们的产品介绍到他面前，他就对我们小贩哇，这小贩中心有 French food， 哇，有这个有那个，好像很好吃这样，他们就对这个小贩中心有这个好奇心，他们就想去看一下。那么当然啦，我们也要提升整体小贩中心的一个形象，就是干净、卫生、通风各个方面，这些都是与时要并进了，一起去进行了呀。
是的，完全同意。所以Anthony 所说到的，所以就是说my next question will actually be for SMS. So what do you think, apart from digitalization, apart from some of these skills, other skill sets that budding entrepreneurs will have, what do you think will make the Heartlands a more attractive and vibrant place to actually attract budding entrepreneurs to actually come into Heartlands to set up shop? Right.
I think that this is the question that we are all grappling with in different ways. And I would like to address that actually by bouncing off what Anthony shared just now, which I think was a very important point. And I think that has to do with how we conceptualize the Heartlands shopping precincts as well as the hawker centers of the future. We have to start from that. And it has to be the kind of shopping areas or hawker centers that not only will our Singaporeans of future generations want to be customers of, they also have to be places where Singaporeans of the future want to work in. So you do need to make certain changes. And this is actually where we have to achieve a very good balance between nostalgia, between tradition and heritage, and timely adoption of innovation, because otherwise, you know, what Anthony has feared will happen, which is that the younger generations will vote with their feet and choose to spend elsewhere and also choose other places to start up. And you won't have many Xaviers, you know, who choose to start up their shops in the Heartlands. And let me give you an example, which is what would the hawker center of the future look like? 在这里我想跟大家分享一个梦想，因为刚才我听到 Anthony 他的这一番言论呢，我就觉得非常的有启发，而且我觉得他说的其实也是跟我们很多想要协助改造我们的这个邻里经商环境以及消费环境的组织或者是许多的团队当中，我们确实有这样子一种想法。那么我们就考虑一个小贩中心，它现在目前我觉得还有一个问题，我们还没有完全攻克。这个电子支付我们已经开始在做了，没有错。那么我们通过一些网络的平台、个别摊位来做销售，这个我们也开始做了，这个也没有错。可是我们还有个问题还没有完全攻克，就是我们怎么样的用一种怀旧的心态。不过呢，我们不要守旧，怀旧跟守旧是两回完全不同的事情。我们抱这种怀旧的心理，我们怎么样通过线上跟数码科技，我们怎么样去还原大家在一个小贩中心消费的场景？也就是说，我去小贩中心，我不一定只是光顾一摊，我可能是光顾很多摊，我是买齐了，然后大家坐下来一起吃，对不对？这个是我们大家的一种在小贩中心消费的吃饭的习惯。如果我们去士巴沙买东西，那我也不可能是只去一摊，我一定是去很多摊买齐了，然后带回家。我们现在能不能够在网上来还原这整个体验？我能不能够这一家巴沙或者这一家熟食中心，它整体上网，然后呢，我想要买鸡饭也好，我要买鱼圆面也好，我要买菜头粿，我一次过买齐，它是统一
把这些货收齐，统一发货。我们能够做到吗？我们现在目前还没有攻克这个问题。可是我认为我们必须要攻克这个问题，这样子呢，我们就能够把这个我们的这种古早味，还有包括整个消费体验，我们能够完完整整的把它在线上还原给我们的顾客，必须要做到这一点。现在呢是碎片化的啊，这一摊它有这个网上的支付。这一摊它有这个，它跟 Food Panda 合作，那一摊它跟 GrabFood 合作。可是呢，在我们顾客的眼里，它是一个碎片化的一个消费体验，它根本不是一种完整的一个消费体验。那么这个是线上的小贩中心吗？我们还没有达到这一点。所以我其实是希望说，我们借这样子一个机会，集思广益。那我把我们现在希望能够做的，可是可能还没有攻克的种种的瓶颈，我们提出来跟大家讨论。那么如果大家也觉得说这是值得做的话，那么我相信其实在数码界，在 IT 界会有人来提出一些方案。不过首先我们要先把这个问题，我们大家要先就是说获得一种共识，这是不是我们大家要攻克的一个问题。
Yeah, thanks, Minister. So what I'm hearing right now is more of like a pre-scene level kind of e-commerce platform. So I think that is something we can definitely think about moving towards the future, right? So moving forward, for many of our budding entrepreneurs, apart from digitalization, which is basically a very basic skill set right now, a trend, a business trend that all entrepreneurs should ideally have. So what other skill sets do we think that budding entrepreneurs should have in order to set up shop in the Heartlands? Moss, would you have any thoughts about this?
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Actually, I just saw Douglas. Good to see you. Yeah, I was saying that because today we have colleagues from different ministries and agencies, and of course we have the EXCO board members of the FMAS, HECS, and many of you are president of your merchant association, wearing a few hats. And John said earlier, he prefaced the question and said, many of our merchants are already on board digitalization. I think, can I ask everyone in the room, would you even think 2 years ago FMAS, ED will say that, like it is a given? I think this 2 years really demonstrate that if there's a will, there's a way. Such that for him, he think that it's done already. And maybe at this juncture, allow me to update, because I remember in October 2020, SMSA and myself, we went to Clementi, right? We went to Clementi and launched the Heartlands Go Digital. And we went to persuade the merchant, and Douglas and team, all the digital ambassadors were with us. So at this juncture, I really want to thank our army of digital ambassadors led by Douglas, IMDA. They have been pounding the ground in the last 2 years. They started with Seniors Go Digital. You remember? Seniors Go Digital, because come pandemic, we all need to move away from manual, paper-based, in-person transaction. And now 扫描二维码家常便饭scan the QR code, and that's why CDC voucher, I said use the scan, because that's something that everyone can do. There's a muscle memory. And then after that, Anthony will remember, IMDA, the SG Digital Office rolled out the Hawkers Go Digital to great success, and it gives us confidence, and that's why 16 months ago we went to Clementi together to launch the Heartlands Go Digital. I want to use this platform to update everyone because of the collective efforts, and big thank you to FMAS, Mr. Yeo Hyang Ming, HECS, Mr. Guo Ting Shui. Right? We have now more than 85% of our Heartland shops coming on board the digital journey. And that translates to more than 14,500 shops. And now, so that is a very good base. And other than the e-payment, so they are not just doing nets, they're doing Grab, Fave, etc. Now, other than that, very happy to also share with you that because of the collective efforts over the last 16 months, more than half, I think about 56% of our HDB shop has already adopted digital channel, whether carousel or put themselves on Google, etc. You can see from the third video, right? He said, 我们顾客不来没关系。如果政府说要抓紧一点点，现在可能很多人可能觉得因为疫情的关系如果顾客不上门没有关系，因为他可以通过 Facebook 通过网站来买东西。 So this is completely unthinkable a few years ago, right? So really, big thank you to all of you. We've come quite far. So more than half of our HDB shop have adopted digital channels and platform, and that translated to more than 9,500 shops. But I think there's still headroom to go. And so other than digital skills, if you ask me, John, I think for anyone, and like what Xavier and Anthony and also SMS Simen has mentioned, actually, the Heartland shop is the best place to start your business. To me, we collectively, you know, what we've done in terms of helping our shops going digital, I think it gives us confidence that if there's a will, there's a way, right? The whole of government, not just MTI, ESG, but MND, HDB, NEA, you know, the various agencies will come together, work with you, FMAS and also HECS, to support our HDB shops and our hawkers. And I think we have great potential in every heartland, in every neighborhood center, for each of our neighborhood center to be a vibrant, consumer-focused hub in their community, where the residents will go to, not just for their essential products and services, but to find out what are some new concepts and products and services, like what SMS Simen shared. That's what the consumer wants to find out. So if you ask me, other than digitalization, I hope more entrepreneurs or owners who want to try out your business start in a HDB shop for a few reasons. Number one, really the barrier to entry is quite low, like what Anthony has mentioned, right? Compared to, say, a shop in a mall, you know, or say taking up a shop in a commercial district, right? Start up in any of our neighborhood center, try it out, try your prototype your business ideas, like what Xavier did. And I think it's very smart. He saw a gap that I can be the Sim Lim in Southwest District, right? That's very smart. And the second thing is there's a big customer base, right? 85% of Singaporeans live in HDB, and in every HDB precinct, and most of the HDB precinct is well supported by a neighborhood center. So you're guaranteed a backyard of customers if you pitch your product well. Yeah. Now then, if you ask me, other than digitalization, I want to help Mr. Kwek and HECS to market the visual merchandising program. Because we went to, I mean, that was before COVID. I think if you go to Korea, you go to Japan, you go to Taiwan, 很精美, you know, you walk into any shop. First, even you don't want to go in, right? You look at the presentation, you are lured in. And when you go in, you only wanted to spend 5 minutes. You did not intend to spend money. You ended up buying a lot of things. That's the power of visual merchandising. And we launched that a few months back, and we have had a very good response. Now we hope each and every one of you wearing the hat of a president in your merchant association, please go back. 一传十，十传百. You know, let us know the interest in your precinct in terms of the visual merchandising. We will support you. We will support you to see how we can work with you without disrupting your business, to help you to refresh your shop concept, to give a very new and refreshing experience to your customer, to help each and every shop owner in the neighborhood center grow your top line and bottom line, and also to expand your customer base. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Moss. I think it has been a really fruitful discussion today, where we hear all the different perspectives from our ministers and Mr. Anthony and Mr. Xavier himself as well. So without further ado, I think I will end today's panel discussion. So hearing all the feedback, hearing all the comments from our panelists, I think let's strive together in a collective manner to actually make our Heartlands a more vibrant place. Thank you, everyone.
John, if you don't mind, I'm
yes,
very sorry, because earlier on, Mr. Yeo Hyang Ming really did ask me to say a little bit more CDC voucher, which I will not say too much. But the MC gave a really good marketing pitch earlier. And 你刚才说对吗？你用你的那个社理会的邻里购物券去买鸡饭哈，还是买什么？
菜饭啊。
菜饭，你不要怕，你不要怕。
我有点怕呀。
It's good, it's good, it's a really wonderful role model. 我想问你的，为什么你是跟爸爸妈妈住吗？
No, I stay alone actually.
Okay, okay.
You treat me like small boy. I'm quite happy though.
He's very smart. He know what I'm going to ask him. If he's staying with parents, why is it that you didn't share your voucher with your parents?
In fact, my parents are loving it in Sheng Siong and all the other, not Sheng Siong, but the
cannot be Sheng Siong. We did not include supermarket.
No,
don't test me.
The neighborhood shops.
Okay.
Say, yeah.
But jokes aside, I did not prepare him for this. And just to share with you, I think Mr. Yeo Hyang Ming and also Mr. Kwek sits in our HDRC. In fact, before we launched it on the 13th of December, SMS Cement will remember, we actually did a focus group, we let you all try. And when we were planning this whole product, I shared with GovTech, really, we want a simple solution, a tech solution that require the user no more than 3 simple steps. And I think every one of you, from your experience, you know that regardless of age, this really is very easy to use, very seamless user experience. So it was planned from day one that DPM Heng will launch our inaugural Heartland Festival on 28th of November. 2 weeks later, PM launched a $130 million CDC voucher. And you remember, within 2 days of the launch, I updated that 550,000 households claimed. Claim, that means basically you went in and clicked and claimed that $100, haven't spent yet. And then if you remember, 10 days later on the 23rd of December, I updated that 830,000 households claimed, and we also introduced the new CDC vouchers Go Where function. So it's much easier for the consumers, the Singaporeans, to look for hawkers and also participating shops. And on the 9th of January, I updated that more than 1 million households have claimed. And at a point in time, I updated that $28 million has been spent. And I think if you look at the media coverage, you know that actually it has really catalyzed the spending during these 3 months of Heartland Festival. Now, just like what Mr. Yeo has mentioned earlier, if you heard carefully what Minister Lawrence Wong have updated 2 days ago at the budget, he announced that this year there will be another tranche of CDC voucher. Every Singaporean household will receive $100. What this means is we can look forward to another tranche of $130 million of CDC voucher this year, right? And if you remember, because the first tranche that we launched in December actually you started using in December, but a lot of it is used in 2022. So actually, it means that year 2022, actually, we will see injection of about $260 million of CDC voucher. I think this is a welcome boost, and it will catalyze spending at the participating hawker and also merchant. Now, for this tranche this year, our participating hawker and merchant will be able to enjoy the business. So I would like to use this opportunity to really advocate and encourage all merchant associations, please persuade your hawkers and your merchant to sign up and to be a participating merchant and hawker. I'm helping Douglas make the pitch, right? So that when we eventually roll out the next tranche of $130 million this year, you can also enjoy the business. Now, you also heard from Minister Lawrence Wong. Of course, this tranche is part of its position as part of the household support package. You also heard from Minister Lawrence Wong that come next year, January 2023, every Singaporean household will receive $200 of CDC voucher. And subsequently, January 2024, every Singaporean household will receive another $200. What this means is, in year 2023, there will be another $260 million of CDC voucher. 2024, another $260 million of CDC voucher. But I also must specify that come year 2023 and 24, because those 2 tranches are positioned under the assurance package, the supermarkets, major supermarkets will be included. That's the difference. But what this means is this, dear friends, that it means that in addition to the batch that PM just launched, we are going to welcome, 3 consecutive tranches, which will amount to $650 million of CDC voucher. $650 million of CDC voucher upcoming over the next 3 tranches. And if we include the tranche of $130 million launched by PM Lee on the 13th of December 2021, it means that slightly over a 3 years period, the government have injected and will catalyze spending of $780 million of CDC voucher. Bearing in mind, the 3rd and the 4th tranche will include major supermarket. So on that note, really, I want to urge hawkers and merchants who have not come on board as a participating merchant and hawker, please do so. And let's press on in our digitalization journey and also participate in the visual merchandising program so that in every neighborhood center, we will have a vibrant, consumer-focused hub that will bring a lot of joy to the residents and Singaporeans. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Moss. Thank you.
And that was really inspiring, I must say, and I'm definitely looking forward to a vibrant 情感联络站 already. In fact, my parents are Heartlands merchants as well, and they have customers that 从小看到大，现在 really like what you mentioned, so really inspiring panel session, ladies and gentlemen. One more big round of applause for the discussion, for the panelists, for the moderator, Mr. John Lee as well. At this point of time, I'd like to invite Mr. Yeo up on stage to present a token of appreciation to our panelists. Mr. Yeo, please. So Mr. Yeo will proceed to present token of appreciation to our panelists. 有请。All right. So Mr. John Lee. Let's take a picture. Thank you. SMS SIMN. MOS Loyan Ling. Mr. Anthony Low. Mr. Xavier Yeo. Really thankful for the discussion and a fruitful session. I took back a lot of information as well. But at this point of time, I'd like to invite Mr. Yeo together with our panelists. Let's take a picture. 我们能不能把我们的对非常精美的 is that a cup or a mug? Oh yeah, really beautiful token of appreciation. 有请。One more big round of applause for our panelists, please. Really, thank you, our panelists. Please be seated. 谢谢，请就坐。Thank you very much. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'd also like to extend our heartiest appreciation to all our participating hawkers and merchants association, because without your support, of course, Mr. Yeo would like to invite you to remain on stage as well. Yes, because without our Hawkers and Merchants Association, without your support, this festival would not have been possible. And as mentioned multiple times, you guys played such an important role. 你们扮演这一个举足轻重的角色，所以呢，这个时候我们要跟你说声深深的感谢。Of course, joining Mr. Yeo on stage, we'd like to invite Project Lead for Heartlands Festival, Ms. Chu Mockley, on stage to present the certificate of appreciation to all our participating Hawkers and Merchants Association. Ms. Chu, please. So I must say thank you for the lead as well. Thank you very much. Now, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. Lim Eng Hock, Alexandra Village Business Association. Hi, sir. 恭喜，谢谢。谢谢你的支持，谢谢你的参与。Mr. Ho Jin Long, Ang Mo Kio Constituency Merchants Association. Mr. Ho, please. Mr. Kwa Kim Po, Ayaraja Constituency Shop Owners and Hawkers Association. Mr. Lo Hock Ki, Boon Lay Hawkers Association. Ms. Joyce Ong, Bras Basah Complex Merchants Association. Thank you very much for the support. Mr. Go Tiam Chui, Bukit Gombak Traders Association. Now I remember Thankfully Fresh. Mr. Lim Gek Ming, PBM Chinatown Complex Hawkers Association. Mr. Lim was there at the finals for the Ultimate Foodie Challenge as well. He was cheering us on. Mr. Lim, High Tech Clementi Town Shop Owners Association. Mr. Yong Tek Chai, Geylang East Centre Merchants Association. Mr. Francis Sui Kei Ho, PBM, Hougang Village Merchants Association. Mr. Lee Kok Hang, Jurong East Street 24 Shop Holders Association. Mr. Chua Kwan Hai, PBM, Mei Ling Sterling Business Association. Madam Chia Sai Yim, People's Park Traders Association. And just now before the event began, actually this showcased the kampong spirit. You know, people actually coming to Sai Ying Jian say, "Wow, Sai Ying Jian, 好久不见, 好久不见." You know, I think all this showcases the Heartlands spirit as well. Alright, next up, Mr. Edmund Ho Eng Lok, Sims Place Drive, Storeholders and Shop Owners Association. Thank you very much. 谢谢. Mr. Ang King Kyong, PBM, Tampines West Merchants Association. Thank you very much. Mr. Tang Fuk Cheong, Upper Boon Keng Road Storeholders and Shop Owners Association. Thank you very much for the support. Mr. Chua Wu Ming, Victoria Street Wholesale Centre Merchants Association. Thank you very much, sir. Ms. Ivy Hung, Vista Point, 548 Merchants Association. Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Lim Manuel Peter, West Plaza Merchants Association. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Sim Chui Huat, Yishun Central Merchants Association. 有请. And thank you so much for the support. Ms. Grausi, Yuhua Constituency Street 31 Shop Proprietors and Hawkers Association. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Really thankful for the support as well. Next up, we'd like to invite Ms. Chu to present a certificate of appreciation because we have Mr. Yo Hyung-Ming, BBM himself from the Singapore Toa Payoh Central Merchant Association. Thank you very much. Of course, not forgetting, we also have Merchants and Hawkers Association unable to join us today, and we would like to give them our sincere thanks as well. 18 to 21 Marsiling Merchants and Hawkers Association, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 4 Neighbourhood 1 Shopkeepers and Hawkers Association, Bedok North Block 216 Hawkers Association, Boon-Lay Merchants Association, Bukit Timah Markets Hawkers Association, Chong Pang City Merchants Association, Clementi Centre Hawkers Association, Choa Chu Kang Merchants Association, Jurong East Centre Merchants Association, MacPherson Circuit Merchants Association, Marine Parade Merchants Association, Radin Mas Hawkers Association, Singapore Bedok Town Centre Merchants Association, Tampines Street 11 Merchants Association. Last but definitely not the least, thank you, Tanjong Pagar Plaza Market and Cook Food Centre Association. Ladies and gentlemen, one big round of applause to all our Merchants and Hawkers Association. And if you are watching us live, 我们诚挚的跟你说声谢谢 Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. Now, next up, of course, we'd like to invite both Ms. Chu and Mr. Yeo to remain on stage because we would like to present a token of appreciation to our sponsors. 当然呢，这个活动这个邻里节没有办法成功的举行，没有他们的话，我们没有办法成功的举行了，因为他们是我们很重要、非常慷慨的赞助商 our generous sponsors, because the event would not have been possible without the generous support and sponsors. First up, from NET, Head of Merchant Acquisition and Payments Partnership, Mr. Ang, please. Thank you, NET, for the support. General Manager of iJuice, Ms. Lin Yap. Thank you, ma'am. CEO B2, Madam Chia. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the unwavering support for the Heartlands Festival 2021. Next up, from Just Produce Senior Business Development Executive, Ms. Amy Kong. Thank you, Just Produce. Next up, we also like to thank the sponsor, Lifelong Learning Institute Skills Future Singapore representative, please. Thank you, and at this point of time, I'd like to invite once again Senior Minister of State Ms. Sim Ann and Minister of State Ms. Low Yan Ling up on stage. Together with all our sponsors, let's take a group picture together with Mr. Yeo and Ms. Chu. Ma'am, please. We would really want to say a big thank you to all the sponsors for all the support. Right now, yes, we would like to invite. Alright, with our guests of honor together with our sponsors, let's have the position all set and ready. I know all of us are wearing the mask, but you know we can see your eyes when you smile, right? So let's smile! Oh, Heart for Heartlands, wow! Heart for Heartlands! Alright, thank you very much. Thank you, sponsors. Once again, thank you so much. Please be seated. Now, of course, right now, we'd like to invite our guest of honor to remain on stage as well. To remain on stage, ma'am. Because right now, we are gonna invite Chairman of HECS, Mr. Craig Teng Tsui, PBM, and Assistant Chief Executive of Enterprise Singapore, Ms. Dillis Boy, and Center Director of HECS, Mr. Lai Ching Yi, join us on stage for a group photo. And how can we forget when we take group photo? We want to bring them back again. Our 4 festival mascots, come on up! Yo, hello, Sasha, Carly. I've got Addie, Patty. All right, so let's all stand in position and get ready. Heart for Heartlands. I learned something new today. Heart for Heartlands. I don't know whether the mascots y'all can be a heart or not with your finger. Alright, let us mix up one more adjustment, one more shot perhaps. All set? Alright, everybody. Heart for Heartlands. 3, 2, 1, cheese! And once again, thank you very much. Thank you so much. We'd like to invite all guests to proceed to seat. It's really well done, and well done to all the organizing committee member as well. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Indeed, it has been a fantastic journey, and right now I'd like to invite our guests to be seated because we are going to do something special. We're going to do something we haven't been doing for a long time right now. So, we are going to take pictures with every single one of you. The photographer will be taking pictures from stage. 现在呢，我们要和大家一起拍一个大合照 ，OK？ 所以现在的你可以看一下头发有没有乱呐，然后口红没有戴口罩不用紧哈，所以口红不用紧哈，所以头发有没有乱？然后呢，现在你 wait Eddie，why you go and touch Sasha's tummy？ 吃东西的是你动他的肚子做什么？So right now, yes. May we invite everyone to be seated as well? 来，请就坐，我们要一起拍照了。Alright, all's good, all's good. Okay, so we are gonna break into two portions and we're gonna perhaps piece a photo together. So maybe we start with this side of the venue first. Everybody look at the photographer and just give your big broad smile. And right now, one more shot, Heart for Heartlands. I learned something new today. Heart for Heartlands. And one more. Punch your fists up in the air. Let's go! Alright, they did a fantastic job. What about this side of the venue? What about this side of the venue? First thing first, everybody look into the camera. This side, Mr. Lai. Alright, let's take a picture together. And now, Heart for Heartlands. And right now, punch your fists up in the air. Let's go! Heartlands Festival! Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, our 4 festival mascots. Thank you very much. Now, and of course, to our virtual audience, thank you for your participation. Of course, we want to say a big thank you no matter where you are, at home, outside, at work. We want to say a big thank you for joining us virtually. Of course, we have a bubble tea deal from Nano Party for all of you. So go ahead, check out the live chat for instructions and the link to redeem this deal as well. Once again, 除了感谢还是感谢 we want to say a big thank you for all our online participants for tuning in and taking part in the Heartlands Ultimate Fan. We have announced the winners in the live chat, and we hope you enjoy the gift sponsored by Yoga Plus, Nano Party, Coco Nut Nut, and Mongli Enterprise. As for the winners for the Heartlands Ultimate Fan Contest, we will be reaching out to you separately for your prizes. That kind of wrapped up the Heartlands Festival 2021, but I don't know about you, I'm extremely excited for the next installation, Heartlands Festival 2022 perhaps. So thank you so much for joining us on site today. 谢谢在场所有的来宾朋友们今天的莅临，除了感谢还是感谢。We hope you manage to eat, shop, play and celebrate with Heartlands Festival. 这个邻里节希望你尽情的享受，继续为我们的邻里注入活力，注入生气。Once again, thank you to all our partners and sponsors for making this happen, and we hope to see you soon. And for all of you online, my name is Gerald. Thank you and goodbye. 掌声给你们自己好不好？ Goodbye. And of course, for our on-site guests, lunch will be served shortly. The bento lunch set will be served shortly. 在场的嘉宾朋友们呢，我们的便当，我们的午餐便当呢，即将为大家送上了。But a reminder, a gentle reminder to adhere to the safe distancing measures as well. Maintain 1 meter apart from those around you, and put on your mask at all time unless you are eating or drinking. 当然，再一次提醒大家，请时时刻把口罩给戴上，除了在用餐和饮用水的时候。 所以呢，这个时候我们很快的就为大家送上你们的午餐了，请大家尽情的享受。再一次谢谢大家为这个邻里节的支持的努力。Thank you to all our organizing committee and our staff and all the different organizations as well. And with that, my name is Jarl. See you guys. Thank you. And for the Heartlands Festival next installation. Goodbye.